Welcome. This is TechWorks, and today we'll be talking about your new NC Series nurse call and how it works. This training is intended for the people that will actually be using the nurse call, explaining what to expect and how it's going to work to help you better facilitate the care of your patients. First, let's start with a little bit of what is a nurse call. For those of you that are not intimately familiar with nurse call, it is typically a system of lights and sounds to signal each other in a healthcare facility. This could be patient to staff, it could be staff to staff, but it's a simple signaling system of buttons and lights with a tone. The push of the button or the pull of the string is designed to signal for help in most cases. Annunciators are there at the common locations like nurses' stations to let someone know that help is needed. And then there are several levels of call, so you can differentiate without even looking at the annunciator what is going on in the system. So a normal call would be a patient call. That's from a patient call cord, and it would be typically a steady white light associated with that call. It would have a single tone to get people's attention, and then it would have a reminder tone every 10 to 20 seconds until the call is canceled. An emergency call would either be a push for help on a station or a pull string in a bathroom. This is a red level call typically, and it is a fast flashing light with a matching tone. So it could be activated by any of these push buttons or this pull string or this push button. It would activate the red element of an associated dome light. It would also activate a fast flashing light on any annunciator with a repeating tone. Code blue is the highest level of priority within any system like this. It is a super fast flashing light with a super fast tone. So how does it work? Let's say someone is in the restroom and needs help. They can either pull the pull string or push the help button. Either one is going to do the same thing. The call cancel light on the station will light up and start flashing. That's called call confirmation. Then the patient knows that they've signaled to someone. The dome light outside the room will light up and flash, as well as the annunciator if there is one at the nurse's station. And there will be a tone to signal that help is needed at any of these locations. How do you make it stop? Once someone has activated a call, things are beeping and flashing, but the problem has been resolved, the patient need or whoever's need has been addressed. What do? Once you press the cancel button, everything stops, but you have to go to the station that placed the call to press the cancel button. This will not interrupt any other pending calls in the system. So if other calls are out there flashing or on steady or whatever they're doing, they will continue after you clear this call. To clear all these other calls, you have to go to each one of the stations that place the call, because only the cancel button on the station that placed the call will be flashing. Let's talk about the patient station. The patient station is found at typically a bed station or near an infusion chair or something like that, where someone is a patient and they are unable to get up and care for themselves and may need to call for help. They have a call cord that is at their location, either clipped to the arm of the chair or the sheet of the bed or the pillow or something like that, where they have easy access. When they place a call, when they push this button, it lights the cancel light on the patient station as, again, a call confirmation telling the patient this call has been placed. It also tells staff which station placed the call. The light will be on steady. The dome light outside the room and any associated annunciator or zone light will have a steady lamp. Typically it will be white, doesn't have to be, but it typically will be a white light in a red-white dome light. To stop the call, to clear the call, once the situation has been addressed, you again push the cancel button. Let's talk a bit about staff assist. Each patient station has a built-in staff assist or code blue button. So this button typically ships as a red help button, but it can be ordered with a code blue button for recovery areas and places like that where you want code blue, not staff assist. What does that mean? Well, even if the patient call cord has been pressed and the nurse or whomever goes in and is addressing that, if the problem gets out of control and they need help, they can press the staff assist button. No matter what the status of this station is, they can press that button and summon help. The cancel button will light up and fast flash, and the dome light outside the room will also light up and fast flash on the red element. The white element may or may not still be lit. Doesn't matter. If you push that red push for help, it's going to make the cancel button flash and the red element of that light flash. Also, it will make the annunciator or any associated secondary signaling flash and have a repeating tone. To cancel the call, like any other, you simply press the cancel button. A unique thing about patient stations is they have a supervised jack that the call cord plugs into. So a call cord, a patient call cord, has a 1/4-inch jack that plugs into that hole. If that cord becomes unplugged, it places a call as if the patient had pushed the button. So the cancel button will light up, the dome light will light up, the annunciator will light up, etc. You have to put that plug back in the jack before you can cancel the call. So you plug it back in and then you can cancel it. Until you plug that back in, you can push that cancel all day long. You're not going to clear that call. Code blue. Code blue is typically used as a highest level of staff alert for emergencies. In outpatient medical facilities, this typically means it is to alert someone at a phone location to dial 911. You will typically find these buttons in operating and procedure rooms where general anesthesia is used. They also can be associated with recovery post-op beds in procedure rooms. The code blue always, when pressed, lights a super fast flashing light on the cancel button and the associated dome light. Also, any zone lights, annunciators, they will all super fast flash and have an associated repeating tone with that location. We also make a patient state or a code blue station with a staff assist button that is just like the other staff assist. So you can have a code blue and a staff assist, 2 levels of call from a single station. In other words, if staff needs help, but they don't need to dial 911, you might want to give them this station. Then they can call for help, and then they can still call 911 if things get out of hand. We also make a bump or kick button that can be located down at baseboard height. So someone that can't use their hands are scrubbed, they might be contaminated, doesn't matter. You can't push button with your hands. They can kick the big blue mushroom button down at the baseboard height, or they can put it at elbow height. You can put them in more than one location. All of these require a separate cancel button at a convenient location like switch height. And that cancel button will be flashing just like on any other station. When this kick is activated, the code blue goes off and this separate cancel button is activated. And you push the cancel button to cancel the call. Zone lights and duty stations. So a zone light is typically used to represent a group of rooms. Let's say you've got a hallway with 4 rooms down the hallway. It's around the corner where the nurse's station can't see it. At the head of the hall, you might put a zone light that represents all 4 of these rooms, just to let you know. It's sometimes called breadcrumbs. It's telling you to go this direction, like Hansel and Gretel. Go over here, and down this hallway, there's a problem. Okay? You can also have a duty station, works just like a zone light, represents a group of rooms, but what it does is it has a tone and a light. It's intended for break rooms, work rooms, those kinds of staff locations, to let staff know there's an emergency in process. Whenever any one of the group of rooms are active, the zone light and the duty station look the same as that light outside of that room. So in this case, we have a patient call. It's a steady light, and the white element of the zone light comes on, and the silence button on the duty station lights up steady. If another room down that corridor has an emergency call, someone hit a staff assist, totally different room, totally different station, but now the zone light at the head of the hall says, hey, down this hall we have an emergency. In the break room, the silence button also starts blinking. When no calls are active in the zone, in other words, all these 4 rooms are inactive, then nothing is displayed. When calls in the group or zone are active, the zone or duty station are active. And because this right now shows a normal call from this room and an emergency call from this room, this dome light or zone light is showing you both levels of call, but the silence button on the duty station only lights at the highest level of call, which is the emergency call or the fast flashing signal, and the tone will also be beeping in sequence with the flashing light. If you press the silence button on the duty station, it stops that tone. If it's getting irritating and it's going on and on and on, you can press that silence button and it'll stop the tone for that call. Once there's another call comes in, that tone will start up again. So it doesn't permanently silence it. Annunciators are provided at places like nurses' station, general staff locations where you've got everybody kind of collectively together, but they probably can't see the dome lights outside the room. They're looking in one direction or the other, but they can't see down the hallway. That's what annunciators are for. They are simply a display. They do not have any user controls typically. In other words, this is nothing but this would be labeled as a room number to associate with a particular dome light and call station. There are no buttons on this station to activate anything. The AM32 represents 32 stations. You can label a general label on the left, general labels on the bottom, room numbers on each of the lights, but it does include a silence button. So if the tone is irritating because you've got several pending calls and you know staff is attending to them, but you don't want to listen to the beep, you can press the silence button and it will silence that tone. Again, that tone is only silenced until the next call comes in. That pretty much does it. It's a very simple system to use. If you have further questions or you need assistance in any way, you can always go to our website 24/7 and get information on our products, or you can call the office and we can get you more help depending on what level of assistance you need. Thank you for your time today, and let us know if we can help.